Pull up a stool, Hunter. Never too early to get caffeinated. Stark convinced me to put a shot of his new Stark Drive energy drink in my coffee.
Stark Drive?
Sure. It tastes like sweaty gym sock dipped in coffee, but at least it wakes you up. And if we're headed to Transia, I'm gonna need it. This thing could last 24 hours or 24 days. Hard to tell.
Transia is a treacherous place, filled with all sorts of forgotten locations. We could be battling Lilith's forces there for a long time.
That's what I'm afraid of. A place like Transia is as dangerous as they come.
It makes sense that Lilith would go there. Back to the homeland, that is. Back to the source of her powers.
She's gonna be in for a real nasty shock if she's looking for home. It's not like the old days with the Knights of Wundagore riding around the place. Red Skull and Hydra did a pretty good job of screwing Transia up in every way possible.
No matter what the people of Transia have had to endure, they are about to endure much worse.
Poor people. That's why I'm loading up on caffeine. It's gonna be nasty.
It looks like the others are gathering now in the war room.
Yep, I'll head that way myself. Just need a few more sips of sweaty gym sock. I gotta talk to Stark about getting some new flavors.
Welcome to Tony's Scary Demon Cave. I'm Tony, and how may I assist you today? This is some of my best work. I feel like I could automate this process and take myself out of the loop here.
I'm happy to help, Hunter.
Focus, Robbie. Focus.
Evil doesn't take time. Will my Transia ever know peace? I was thinking of doing something nice for Strange. You know, to show him how much he's appreciated. He was the only one who took a chance on me after, what happened. Anyway, I was wondering if you had any ideas.
We could always ask Magic.
Oh, her favorite person. That would go over well.
She does not like that he has an ego the size of Mount Everest, but she seems to be warming up to him.
If that's true, expect her to thaw at a glacial pace. I'll admit, though, I'm curious what she'd come up with.
Maybe she would give Strange one of her circular discs that has all that loud screaming.
A round disc? You mean a CD? Wow. I didn't know those existed anymore. Besides, I'm pretty sure death metal isn't Strange's scene.
What kind of music does he listen to?
Mostly classical, maybe a little adult contemporary jazz. I'll figure it out. Underneath the cape of pretension, there's a real gem of a human. Don't tell Steven that, though. It'll go straight to his head.
Is there anything you can tell us about Transia that might give us an edge?
Transia is a country in trauma. They're...
So, I read in your war journals, issue 47 to be specific, that you've been to Transia.
Is that a question?
More like a prompt. You know, to see if the journal...
This should be useful.
More chit-chat. I'm gonna wait near Magic.
Ah, for intel.
Yes, definitely for intel. If so, War Journal number 47 is my favorite. So when you were surrounded by Hydra troops in that transient cemetery, did all that stuff really happen? Where you bounced the shield off the tombstones and took out like 10 elite troops?
No.
Oh, so you made it up?
No, I cut out the more unbelievable parts. Lots of redacting. Truth was way crazier.
I knew it!
Let's discuss. But first, the mission.
All you have to do is take out that nest mother. Sounds simple enough, right? Do not allow her to distract you.
Doesn't sound like much.
Nice! Let's do this! Try this on for size!
Good work.
Go! Take that!
The best I can do for now. Das wird done. before me.
You know it is.
It's nice to get away from limbo occasionally.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Never seen that before. Let's do this.
That will do.
Good one!
Playtime's over. Looks like they still want a piece.
Once again. Ready? This will certainly help. Now it's... You won't survive another encounter with me. The end begins.
Whatever it is, got me.
Oh, dibs on the biggest Hydra goon!
Prepare. This could prove powerful.
Here we go again!
Very effective.
regret that. None will be spared.
Slow me down. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. Oh, this should be good.
This will cut.
I think you got him.
Awesome.
Still want a fight?
We've done it. Excellent work.
Book club tonight. You in?
Meet you there.
Let's head over.
I was up all night finishing this book. I should have read it earlier.
Yeah, my plan backfired. Thought choosing a weird book would drive people away.
Why would you do that?
More punch for the rest of us.
Why have I not heard of Crash Morgan? I know it's an older book, but this is exactly the kind of story I like.
I thought Logan might bail. But I told him we bring more snacks this time. I have him figured out. More chit. You good?
I am ready.
All right, Logan, I need to know. Why did you choose this book?
I'll tell you, just not yet. I want to hear what you thought of this book.
It was written in the 1940s, so I expected some repugnant attitudes and phrases. But it surprised me. The writing was simple, yet the story was deeper than it had any right to be.
What was your favorite part?
It's in the chapter where Crash and the princess escape the Zorgots. The next morning, they see the sun rise and Mars rising beside it. When the princess asks what the future holds and Crash just stares at Mars as it eclipses the sun, it gave me chills.
Is it just me, or do the stellar bodies represent their time together?
Absolutely. The time they have together is fleeting. I think this is where Crash first realizes there's no future for the two of them. Anyway, I think the moment gets lost when the Zorgots deploy their Null Stalkers.
I don't get why the robot dog didn't warn them. I thought it could talk.
Not until number 19, the minefields of the reticulates. It's a whole thing.
Got it. So, what's the idea with Crash's promise?
What about it?
When Crash apprehends Glaxogorp, they have a tense conversation in the back of the flypod. Crash says there's a way the Zorgots can leave the moon with everything they want, but the princess must take the throne. Then Crash vows that no queen of royal blood shall ever rule Deimos. Glaxogorp agrees, but why? Crash breaks the vow in the next chapter.
Glaxogorp agrees because all Zorgots know Crash never lies.
Isn't that the point? Crash cares so deeply for the princess that even a vow can be broken. And how does that tie into the Hydro gunfight at the top of the space scraper?
Really? You don't see it?
I do.
They're shapeshifters.
Who?
Crash and Glaxogorp.
No.
Yep.
But then, when do they...
The Hydro gunfight. Crash gets hit in the helmet and goes down. And what happens whenever Crash is unconscious?
The helmet changes color. Turns bronze like the suit.
Right. Then Glaxogorp pulls up on the rocket sled and takes Crash and the princess into custody. That's when they make the switch. Crash and Glaxogorp change form. But where do they stash the princess?
It is obvious. They put her in Crash's suit.
Exactly. Crash won't need it to survive because they're within the bubble city. So we get to the Deimos Council meeting. The princess refuses the throne and declares her love for Crash, who is the princess in Crash's suit. When they embrace, the false princess deactivates the Magna Manacles binding Crash. But Crash nabs the Star Scepter from the fake princess, activates the suit's zoom vest, and smashes through the monoculus.
So, if that's the actual princess, she escapes. But who is the false princess?
That's a shape-shifted Glaxogorp. Without the Star Scepter, Deimos can't crown their queen.
Right. She never wanted it, and the Zorgots definitely don't want it. Glaxogorp, posing as the princess, can steer Deimos away from war.
And when the fake Glaxogorp vows the Star Scepter shall be restored to the princess, that's actually Crash.
So Crash made 2 vows and broke neither of them. The cliffhanger with Glaxogorp chasing Crash's ship is actually Crash returning to the princess so they can escape Deimos.
You got it. They reveal the switcheroo at the beginning of number 6, Attack of the Intergalactic Space Weasels.
Clever. I like it more now. And that's where we'll call it for tonight.
So, I almost wish this book was a comic instead. I would have liked to see the monoculus.
My book was the best of them.
You have only been to 2 meetings.
Yeah, but you know I'm right.
You did not mention a book for next time.
Yeah, with everything going on, I'm gonna put book club on a hiatus.
I hope we come back to this in the future.
Same here. Books are a gourmet meal for thought. Not to call anyone out, but you just can't feed your mind gristle.
Who else would you invite if you could?
There's a lawyer who got me out of a bad situation a few years back. Smart as a whip, picks up on subtle things even I tend to miss. As long as the books we read have Braille copies, I could convince him. Actually, I need to thank you for sticking around since the beginning. For all your help with Carol.
Of course.
I don't get close to many people. I never get into relationships. That's not a rule I ever break. But I did with Carol, beyond all the reasons I find her amazing. Do you know why?
You are into her because she can kick your ass.
That's exactly it.
Really? I was joking.
I'm not. Vampires fight dirty. They'll kill whoever you love just because they can. If they really want you to suffer, they'll turn your true love into one of them. That's why dating me is a death sentence, and I refuse to put that weight on anyone. But can you imagine some pissant vampire trying to chow down on Captain Marvel? First, his fangs would snap off on contact with her skin. Then she'd just chuck it into space. No hiding from the sun out there. There's no way they can ever touch her. But it's not just that.
It is you. She is safe from you.
Yeah. I never break my rule because I know deep down there's a chance I could lose control. But with Carol, hell, she could hold me over her head till I was myself again. Wouldn't even break a sweat.
Completely unrelated, I want to watch Captain Marvel bench press Blade.
I would not.
You are no fun.
And you already knew that. Well, I'm glad you joined me for all of this. Maybe next time the world is ending, I'll start a sparring club.
A sparring club? Is that just training with a fancy name?
You saw right through me. You calling it?
That is it for me.
Good meeting.
Hunter, hello.
Back to Eastern Europe? Maybe I can finally get some decent pampushka.
We have to take the fight to Hydra. Maybe we can catch them unprepared.
Transia? Never heard of it. Do they have burritos?
Robbie's the sweetest of us all.
What brought that up?
Doctor Strange had some trouble with the storage Tony provided for his reagents. They've been bickering.
The reagents have been bickering?
Tony and Strange.
Sorry, go on.
It's a fair question. Sorcery gets weird sometimes. Anyway, Robbie overhears and shows up in the forge that night with some tools. He spends an hour streamlining it, even whips out a label maker for every reagent drawer.
Then what?
That's it. He leaves. Strange shows up the next day and thanks a very confused Tony for fixing the storage. Robbie doesn't even take credit. He gives Tony a high five and a right on.
What did Tony do?
I think he left to freak out about ghosts that know how to use label makers. Yeah, I kinda got into that.
Is this another movie night? And if so, where's Nico?
It's not an official movie night. It's more of my way of saying thank you for being a friend. I didn't have many growing up. Wasn't exactly the popular kid, if you know what I mean.
Me either.
Let me guess. People were afraid of you.
Goes with the whole hunting and killing demons line of work. Most people find it off-putting.
You save people's lives, and they repay you with fear. Typical.
They were scared of what I had to do to protect them. More specifically, what I was capable of doing.
Did it bother you, being feared?
Not at all.
Well, it bothered me. Made my life hell. In Transia, it was just me and my brother Pietro for a long while. We wandered from village to village, begging, doing odd jobs, scrounging by any way we could.
Tough times make us tougher.
And they break you in ways you don't always understand until much later. I wish living in utter squalor was as bad as it got. But it was better than how we got there.
Oh?
When I was a child, Transia was very poor. Our parents could find no work. One day, my father stole bread to feed us. A mob chased him into our neighborhood. I was terrified for him. I told them to stop, and half of them turned to stone. I didn't mean to. I didn't understand my powers or how to use them, but I got scared, and people died. But the worst of it, Father pointed at me and cried out, "Witch." And then he was part of the mob, and they were after me. Pietro grabbed me and ran, faster than any person can run. We realized we could never go back. We were different, and had to look out for ourselves.
That explains a lot about you, Wanda.
How so?
The toughest, most resilient people are often forged in tragedy.
I don't feel tough or resilient. Survival isn't a moral triumph, Hunter. You managed to evade the chaos, that's all. I felt like my life was cursed with misfortune, heartache, and pain ever since. It wasn't until recently that I began to feel that curse lift.
What changed?
You. I met you, and you saved me. So, thank you for being a friend. Didn't know how much I needed one like you.
So, how's the whole saving the world thing going? This is some of my best work. I'm pretty sure Charlie left a steaming coil in the hallway. Third state of matter, indeed. Don't forget to write.
How's Charlie? Getting enough pets?
Do not worry. I give her as many as she wants.
Good. Gotta keep our canine friend happy.
You like dogs, but what about cats?
Not crazy about him. But Ebony is different from other cats. Ebony acts more like a person.
Ebony can understand what we say.
I'm glad I'm not the only one her eyes...
Welcome to my barracks, as I like to call it.
Reminds you of your war days, huh?
The smell is the same. Old socks, anticipation, and sometimes fear. I was just a kid when I joined the army. I never thought my war days would come to an end.
If you could, would you have made a different choice?
There are plenty of decisions I wish I could change, but not that one. I can't imagine not enlisting against the Nazis. I'm not one to sit on the sidelines when evil's knocking down our door. As much as I hate to say it, maybe war is our destiny. We're both soldiers who've been plucked from our timelines and thrown into it over and over again. Maybe this is what we're supposed to be doing, fighting an endless war.
War is good business for soldiers like us. I do not know about you, Steve, but I do not have any other marketable skill sets. Without war, we would all be unemployed.
I'd just find another cause to fight for that didn't require the use of my fists or my shield.
Like?
I don't know. Probably some social justice nonprofits or something to do with stopping climate change.
You are never going to stop saving the world, are you?
No, and neither are you. You're about the closest thing I have here to a co-captain. We might not be able to end all wars, but if you keep walking the walk, we'll be able to end this one.
My lucky day.
Time's wasting, Hunter.
Let's see him try to handle me now. Better test this out next time.
New and improved.
Not everyone wants my advice, but they're gonna get it either way.
Gonna put the hurt on him for sure. Let's try this on for size. Feeling stronger, more powerful.
Awesome! Can't wait!
Don't stress it too much. There's no wrong answers here.
Just give me a target.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
to try this.
This'll make a difference. Let's give this a try.
I think we've got something for everyone.
Hydra won't want to tussle with me now.
We need any advantage we can get. I like to stay on the cutting edge. Later.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
I see what you're talking about.
Can't seem to lose them.
About as good as can be expected.
Watch my back. They're not going to like this.
Here we go. I'm saving my energy for the...
How long have you been waiting to do that?
This should be good.
Target locked in.
I feel at least 4% stronger than before. I've got to check on that.
Maybe it's time you quit this racket.
Hope they're ready.
just keeps getting easier. Pay attention.
Arm Alpha reinforcing.
Right here.
You've still got some time. Tear them to shreds.
Fair enough.
Here's a goodbye.
Love the effort. Shouldn't have pissed me off.
Maybe we should all get suits like that.
Fresh meat coming in.
Who's running the show here?
Time is almost up. Do as much as you can.
Get it done any way we know how.
That must have taken practice.
Let's do it. You just got knocked the you know the rest. He has this making you talk.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Caretaker.
Please tell me it's not another. I think this may have actually been...
What have you got for me, boss? How long did you say you were exposed to this thing? This is some of my best work.
Good day, Hunter.
Last thing we need is to dive straight into the Hydra nest without a plan.
This should be useful. This will do nicely. Always better to be prepared. All set. This should be useful. This will do nicely. Always better to be prepared. All set. This should be useful. This will do nicely. Always better to be prepared. All set. This should be useful. This will do nicely. Always better to be prepared. All set. This should be useful. This will do nicely. Always better to be prepared. All set.
To think, long ago the nation of Transia was once the seat of power for the heroic knights of Wundagore.
Might as well be Camp Hydra these days.
They're pulling in reinforcements from everywhere. But reinforcing what exactly?
Mount Wundagore. There's been something wrong with that place for as long as I can remember.
Something like this.
Nothing wrong with that. Now we know where to strike. Time for a little payback on Queen, Demon... No? Right. Make one slight mistake.
Handing my mother the last page of the Darkhold?
Bringing back the Hulk?
Okay, same mistake. Technically, fine. You take point then.
Roger that.
Actually, how about you let us handle things? The Sanctum, Tony's Gamma Death Star, Wanda. Think about it. Every time we listen to you all, some new catastrophe seems to happen. You're not our babysitter, Hunter. You're our leader. And we are the Midnight Suns. We're family.
And family's family. So this time,
We got your back.
Then what are we waiting for?
What if we aim for his heart or something?
He's not a vampire. He's a gamma-powered muscle man.
Juiced up with a heavy dose of Lilith's corruption.
In other words, we're screwed.
Look, I know Lilith is like a dark goddess with an extra angry Hulk as her number 2.
Don't forget the Parchment of Power. She's got that too, which is like super OP.
But we've got something that she doesn't.
A death wish?
No, dude. We've got friends. Each other. We're the Midnight Suns. And you know what we Suns do?
We rise.
We've got this, guys. We have to believe in ourselves if we're gonna pull this off. Blade, Robbie, you know what to do, right?
We'll see you soon, Nico.
Better not leave me hanging, because our entire continued existence depends on us.
Right. No pressure. It's just the end of the world.
Not if we can help it.
I'll be monitoring the troops' movements from here. You have a small window to strike the facility and get out.
What? No giant alien slime bubbles, demon energy barriers, or jolly green monsters?
Then they're ours.
Lilith, too. So it was here, all along. Wanda was right.
She usually is.
Right. One problem at a time. Midnight Suns, assemble! Or whatever.
Yes. Midnight Suns, assemble, or whatever.
Line off.
It looks as if Lilith has sent every last Hydra goon she could find to guard the entrance.
Between the creepy glow and the howling demonic Hulk, I think we're running out of time.
We must not let them stand in our way.
I'll give it a whirl.
We don't fear death.
That will do. Ready?
Whatever works.
You waste precious time.
This will have to do.
Turn back.
Watch closely.
Get me out of here!
I think Lilith is holding out on some new powers. Let's try this. Here we go. How about this one?
Forever in service. Blessing.
Ow! Quit it!
Target locked in.
Yeah, hiding might be your best chance at survival.
This was once hallowed ground, long before Lilith was entombed here.
Too bad it was Hydra that finally stuck around.
Chthon has been waiting eons for this moment. I'm not giving Hydra any more credit than I have to.
You are never my equal.
Going. They can't possibly match your speed.
Very effective.
This usually works. And don't come back. Hey, thanks.
This shall be of great help.
Whose plan was this anyway? All lined up.
Lilith would be embarrassed by your weakness.
Maybe you'd like a closer look at my sword.
Ugh, I still don't get why these guys keep fighting. It can't be the money. What else could mercenaries
eternity catered to every corrupted mind.
His spell carried on silent whispers.
Now is not the time to romanticize.
Oh, I only feel bad for you losers. Almost. Buy us some time!
Get inside while you can. Leave that to me.
Punch it!
Hell yeah!
You alone among your kind can serve as the conduit of my power, precious child. Liber tenebris reversus es nobis. Only a few moments longer. Together we will reforge the Darkhold and usher in...
It's over, lady!
Mother, no! Stop this!
Lucky shot. She won't hit me again.
But it is all for you. Everything I do is always for you, child.
Block her out! She gave up the right to call you that word when she sold her soul to that monster.
The truth shall reveal itself soon enough, sister.
Even with her attention focused on that damn book, Lilith's barrier will not be easy to bring down.
Yeah, but the cave shore is.
Midnight suns, disassemble.
Now you're talking.
It's not the most elegant solution, but bringing the roof down on them will certainly put a damper on things.
Should have hit a few of those columns with the hell rod.
I'm gonna tell Robbie you said that.
Welcome assistance. Your time has come. Hail that.
Join the fray!
No mercy to the servants of Lilith. Lilith herself could not best me. What makes you think you will fare any better?
Time to get serious.
Weak, even for Hydra.
It was your doing. Suffer. not supposed to hurt.
Do not waste your strength here, child. What has been set in motion cannot be undone. Will not be undone.
You have the power to stop this, Mother.
A debt of blood is owed, and a debt of blood shall be paid. Chthon will rise.
There's no convincing her. You know what you have to do.
That'll work.
This temple will be buried for another 1,000 years.
Time's up for these jumps.
I had hoped for a challenge.
Sarah, my sister. It's been far too long.
Don't speak as if you know me, demon. You haven't been my sister for centuries.
Saddens me to hear you say that. But there's still time for you to see things his way.
No one calling themselves the Midnight Sun will ever join your corrupted ranks. I promise you that.
Your fate is...
She will sustain us. judged. We need to restore our strength. That will heal all. Whatever gets the job done. Make way for vengeance. Smell the power in your veins. We
They really want to get on my bad side.
An ally of good is down. She bolsters our numbers.
Lilith may have found the one man, or monster, capable of withstanding the dark energies of that book long enough to fully restore it.
We both know what it is like to have a power that others desire.
Maybe, but I don't rip my clothes off and go berserk whenever I'm in a bad mood.
Judgment comes.
Liber tenebris reversus es nobi.
Get out of there, now! You've done more than anyone could ask!
Almost! Yo, demon lady! One thing, before we go. This is for
Johnny Blaze!
No! The spell must not be interrupted!
Now we may leave.
Mother.
Your mother died centuries ago. Now get out of there!